Hey guys, Jackie here. You know that spins in Tetris makes the game a lot easier, mainly for the fact that holes will be able to be filled. Before we tackle this topic, I would like to share some clips to get a sense of how it works. Here, we have a T-spin. And another one. Now, we have an L-spin. And yet, another one. This spin system isn't really what you're used to seeing, because this is mainly used in arcade versions of Tetris. It's called the ARS rotation system, or ARS in short. The properties of ARS is very different compared to the usual SRS we use in modern Tetris. So without further ado, let's tackle the spin system. The L piece literally has no changes in any direction, so we won't be bothering it. The T, J, and L pieces obviously have 4 directional rotations. But what's interesting about this is that instead of floating like how SRS does, it sticks to the base when possible. Let's say I have the eyepiece as a base. The initial position will have the indented point facing down. Now, if we rotate it 180 degrees, the piece will stick to the base. This is why the T piece spins like that in the game. Now this may seem fun at all, but the I, Z, and S pieces are the ones that may seem simple but yet have some complicated properties. Unlike how SRS has 4 directions, 2 which float and go in another direction, the one which works in ARS makes the rotations completely identical. But looking at the diagram, there's no floating point of the pieces and whether if the coordinates are different. The complicated part is how it maneuvers. Sometimes it may rotate on its points like the S spin and Z spin. In my opinion, eyepiece kinda infuriates me from its kicks, but it's mainly understandable. The way how it works is that if the piece is 1 row away from the surface, it'll immediately cause an auto lock. But if it's directly onto the surface, it'll automatically kick it and initiate the rotation. I may have forgotten to mention that you can only kick once per Tetramino in the game. Moving on to the next one with the right side bias. In the game, the pieces can only rotate in one axis, leading to some asymmetrical rotations. For example, in the first diagram, you can only initiate the kick on the right side, but just in case you ever need to kick it to the left, you'll have to initiate the rotation before it spawns. However, the T piece is an exception since it rotates on its center, which makes it easier to figure out how it works. Now, speaking of the right side bias, we also have to talk about Miharu's conspiracy. You may have seen the L spin I did a moment ago. Here's a timestamp. If you drop it into this position, it'll initiate the kick. But due to the right side bias, again, the J piece won't have any effect. In order to initiate the spin, you have to place an extra block right there. As you can see in this footage, I've completely blocked the right side so I can force the J piece to kick into the main hole. This spin system isn't only the one found in arcade versions of TGM. Xbox TGM Ace also has 2 separate ARS rotation systems. The way on how Ace ARS 1 and 2 works is that they provide 128 spins for every piece combined. It's like SRS and ARS made a fusion. I'm not really certain about this, but from what I know is that it'll have the same color as SRS, but with the ARS skins. Ace ARS provides the drop mechanism of SRS, while Ace ARS 2 is based on the original ARS's sonic drop and lock soft drop. If you're uncertain these rotation systems are only included in TGM only, don't fear, these still exist in other versions of Tetris. I'll pause this one so you'll be able to listen down. And I think that should be it for this video. Hopefully you'll find this video helpful if you're struggling to know about ARS or how to spin in TGM related games. If you have any recommendations on what I should cover, let me know in the comment section below. And as always, I'll see you guys.